Hey, it's Michael V. Moore, aka MicVinny, and I kind of want to talk about the Olympics. So, I don't know about you, but I really enjoy watching the Olympics. It's one of those, things that come around every 4 years, and it's just very special. But I noticed, like, as I've gotten older, it seemed like the Olympics come more often than when I was a kid. It was like this rare treat. Because for me, the first Olympics, I can say I honestly really remember paying attention to. Let me see, I was born in 1980, and I really don't remember the Summer Olympics in the 80s. I remember the Winter Olympics, whenever that happened in the late 80s. I remember some of those. But I would say for myself, the first Olympics that I really remember from like start to finish, and maybe it was because I was around 12 years old at this time, was the 1992 Barcelona Olympics. And obviously, the biggest storyline of that Olympics that's going to jump out is, the whole dream team. So, as a NBA fan, little kid at that time, that was probably one of the first couple years I actually watched an entire season of basketball, and big Michael Jordan fan like everyone else, but everyone that was on that dream team, I was a fan of. So that was just awesome. But not going even beyond just the dream team, I remember little aspects of those Olympics. And I remember, for instance, the whole oh gosh, it was like the Dan versus Dave competition. I don't know how many people remember that, but it was like these two athletes that were running oh gosh, the triathlon type events. I can't remember what that event's called, but I think it's like when there's 5 events, and these were like the two top Americans, and they had like this campaign, Nike campaign, where it was like Dan versus Dave, and it ended up that one of them didn't even qualify for the Olympics, the other one did, and so that was kind of like an embarrassing Nike campaign. Which, not to get too off topic, kind of remind me of when they did the Kobe Bryant, LeBron James puppet campaign and how that backfired. You'd think Nike would have learned their lesson, but no, they didn't. But going back to the 92 Olympics, I remember that. And then I remember, if I remember correctly, in that Barcelona Olympics, it was when the volleyball team had some controversy. And one of their players ended up getting ejected from a game or wasn't allowed to play for a game. I can't remember the details. I just remember he was bald. And so all the players shaved their heads bald in unison. And I remember that. So that was one of the first Olympics I kind of remember in the track and field, Michael Johnson doing what he does best, breaking all those records. I don't think that was the Olympics he wore the gold shoes. I think he wore the gold shoes in the Atlanta Olympics, if I recall correctly, in 96. But anyways, yeah, I remember that. So I love track and field, gymnastics, all that stuff. So being a sports person, I just love the Olympics. And it's one of those things that when you really think about it, is most of the world don't care about 90% of those sports outside the Olympics. So think about the mindset of those athletes, because they are athletes. It takes years to build that skill. And you only have, this one little window of time every 4 years to show that you're the best of the best in what you do. So yesterday I was watching, for instance, some shooting event. I can't even tell you the details of what specific type shooting was. All I knew is they had like some shotguns and some disc going in the air. It wasn't ski shooting necessarily though, but it was some type of shooting event. And for someone like me, who I'm not a big fan of guns, I don't touch guns. That's another issue in itself. We can look at myself and figure out why. Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of guns, but I respect when people use guns to hunt in the Olympics. So I can appreciate these people who are learning this craft. And this one particular guy is 46 years old. And when we think of, sports, we always think of it as a young person's game. So, with the gymnastics, they start from like 12 all the way up into their teenage years. And once they get past a certain point in their teenage years, they're considered damaged goods. Well, here you have like a 46-year-old continually to hone his craft. And that to me, that was awesome, because it showed that this guy cared enough about his craft, his skill, his sport, to keep getting better and better over time, to eventually win this gold medal that he would have won, but I believe he did lose at the last second. That's right. It was like an overtime type deal, and the other guy from Italy took home the gold medal. But I kind of digress a little bit, and it's just the fact that you have these people training like crazy, and the world forgets about them. So a great example is Michael Phelps. Everyone kind of knows who Michael Phelps is, but think about it. When the Olympics are not around, how many of you actually pay attention to any type of swim meet? You know, if you don't have a family member, a son or daughter who does swimming, you don't really pay attention to it. Yet, these people have to keep putting in the hours when no one is even looking at them. And that's kind of my key takeaway point here is to be the best, you got to keep going even when no one is watching you. Under Armour had a very great advertisement that had Michael Phelps in it, as well as like Stephen Curry, just showing what they go through when no one's watching. And all these athletes that compete in these 4-year type events, in these world sports that don't make a whole lot of money here in the US, but overseas they may make some money. You know, they have to get better at a craft that no one in their own country cares about. And that's something to really think about, especially when it comes towards like fitness. Because I understand what it's like when you're going through your fitness routine, your diet routine, that impossible goal that's out there. No one's watching you really, except for yourself. No one cares. You know, you go through the emotional pains and you want to get better, but at the end of the day, the only person who's really keeping track of it is you. So what's keeping you motivated to keep going on and on and on when you don't have no one cheering you around? And that's the reason so many people fail to complete their diet plans, or their little simple diet plan turns into 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, because they don't know how it is to do something without no one watching them, to be the best at your craft when no one watches you. Because everyone cares about the swimming in the Olympics. You know, they care about Michael Phelps when he's in that gold medal round, but they don't care about the semifinal or the quarterfinals, the U.S. trials, the practice sessions to get to the U.S. trials. That's hard work. It doesn't just magically happen like that. And that's what goes on with these Olympic athletes. That's why you got to respect all these different competitions that you see in the Olympics, because it's not easy to get to that level for just that one moment in time. That one moment of time, you know, is what the whole world is judging them on. Not everything that came before. It's just that one moment in time is determining whether or not they're a champion. When you're going through your fat loss goals, your exercise journeys, and all this stuff, you know, you luckily don't have that camera on you all the time for this one event. When you fall, you can get back up. Too many people decide to stay down, but you can get back up. And you don't have to do that anymore. You got to realize that the goal is always going to be the goal. And all you got to do is take it one day at a time and keep getting better, keep getting better. It's never going to happen overnight. Stop trying to do those past 10-day plans or 20-day plans, or all you got to do is not eat meat for a couple of days and, oh my gosh, for the rest of your life you're going to be perfectly fine, because that's not right. You have to put in the work to get good at something. All these athletes put in the work to get good for the Olympics. They're the cream of the crop because they put in that work. You have to put in that work. I know I have to put in that work. I've seen myself slack. I know what it takes. And I've seen myself, you know, overweight. I've seen myself underweight. And it's that magical point in the middle where I want to be most of the time. But even staying in that middle point is difficult. You have to show up each and every day. I have to go to the gym. I can't just eat a box of cereal every day, or some cake, or my luscious ice cream, which, as I record this video, I have not had ice cream in over a month, and it's very, very unlike me. Probably when this video is over, I'll be on vacation, so my ice cream streak will be at an end. But until then, yeah, there's no ice cream, and I'm okay with that because I had a goal to get myself to a certain body weight before I went on my beach vacation. And I've done that. And when I get back, I can't just settle for being okay. Hit one goal accomplished, that's it. Time to eat ice cream for the rest of my life. No, it's not like that. I want to be better. I want to keep progressing. I have big plans for myself. I hope you have big plans for yourself and you want to keep going and going and going. And when the Olympics are over, you think these people are just done. No, they're already practicing for that next event to get to that next, U.S. Olympic trial, to get to the next Olympics, and so forth and so forth. And so there's always this goal to get better. And that's just what I want you to do. I just want you to make sure that you understand that it takes hard work, and there will be sacrifices. You will fall down, but you just got to keep going. Just keep going and keep going, keep going. Because when that light's on you, when everyone cares about you, they always care about the final product, of course. But all those years, months of frustration that took you to get to that point, that's your burden to bear. And don't think that you're the only one that has ever went through this. All those people you see in the Olympics go through this. All those people you see that made those major fat loss transformations went through this. They did not just magically wake up one day and got skinny or got big biceps or nothing. No, there was a lot of hard work. When you look at a bodybuilder with all those muscles, that does not magically happen. Yes, some of them may took steroids. A lot of them were natural. But still, they had to get themselves to get to the gym. They had to eat a certain way, day in and day out, meal after boring meal a day. And that's what it takes. You just have to be dedicated towards a task and get to that end goal. So I think I've talked enough. I hope this kind of motivates you anytime you feel down. Just think about that. Think about the Olympics. It only happens a couple years, yet these people still go through the processes of being a better version of themselves day in and day out. And I just want you to be the best version you can, and never think that, one mistake, two mistakes, you're done. No, you gotta think the long term. You gotta think those 4 years. Take 4 years to get to the Olympics to be the best version of yourself. So you can start today and just keep going, keep going, keep going. You're gonna fall, but just keep going, keep going, keep going. And next thing you know, you're gonna be unstoppable. This is MicVinny. Have a great day.